Now, take any object you want, keep it on your palm, keep it on the ground. Intensely chant the Mahavakya, connect to Swamiji. Any object, pick any object, keep it on the ground, and intensely experience the deep feeling connection with Swamiji. Now, with your conscious will, just bring your awareness to that object which is kept on the ground. Intensely connect and chant the Mahavakya and start manifesting. Just chant the Mahavakya intensely. Meditate on the form of Swamiji that all of us had the darshan of. Now, once you place the object on the ground, intensely chant the Mahavakya, connect to Swamiji. Now, again and again and again, bring back that awareness inside of you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Continuously connect to Swamiji. Just visualize Swamiji and experience the deep space of oneness with him. And you don't need to wait for any tangible result. Just connect to Swamiji. In that sweet, deep feeling connection, experience that tremendous oneness, intense connection, and declare that the object has to move.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham
Continue to manifest.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Intensely chant the Mahavakya.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
You will all actually see how the whole power manifestation very beautifully flowers in you.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Now,
Om
slowly, please relax.
Nithyananda
Understand? Continue to manifest,
Paramashivoham.
experience a deep feeling connection with Swamiji. Slowly, you will see how the whole experience will very beautifully flower in
Nithyananda
you. Now, we will
Paramashivoham.
all be entering into the next session where we will actually be understanding the Ananta Kalyana Gunas. What is the meaning of Ananta Kalyana Gunas? Swamiji eagered all of us into experiencing Ananta Kalyana Gunas. What exactly are these Ananta Kalyana Gunas and how can we manifest them? Let us listen to
Nithyanandam, everyone. What a wonderful blessings darshan we had just now. And we are learning about the Bhakti Spurana, about the Guru-disciple relationship. Now we will learn more of the Bhakti Spurana, the more sacred sentiments of flowering in devotion to the Guru. How do we relate with the Guru? What are the ways to relate with the Guru? We have learned chemistry of the Guru, physics and biology of the Guru. What is Guru Tattva? Now, we will learn ways to relate with the Guru. sitting with the master. Upanishads, the original source scriptures of Hinduism, the original truths, they say you have to sit with the master. There are 108 Upanishads. The main essence is you have to sit with the master. The Hindu education system is based on knowledge transmission repositories rather than knowledge transfer methodologies. That means the transfer of energy. In these knowledge transmission repositories, volumes and volumes of information transmission happens from master to disciple through time-tested technology called Upanishad, sitting in the presence of the master. Upanishad means sitting with the master. For the humanity to experience super consciousness mutation, Upanishad, sitting with the master, is the only thing that is required. All the programs such as Inner Awakening, Kalpataru that Swamiji has conducted, Ananda Spurana program, Atma Spurana program, etc., the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, used the technique of sitting with the master to empower many into living and leading a powerful and blissful lives. When you watch something, everything gets recorded. When you sit with the master, nothing gets recorded inside you. Only the energy gets recorded. You will not be able to recall anything. So the Adi Shankaracharya, the Paramashivoham's incarnation, who walked on the planet Earth as the embodiment of Guru, he said, Sattangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nishalatatvam, nishalatatve jivantihi. Means, what is the meaning of this? When you sit with the master, you don't accumulate new engrams. The old engrams lose their power over you. They disappear, and when they disappear, you become enlightened. Yo Guru Sa Shiva Prokto Yah Shiva Sa Guru Sataha Vikalpam Yastu Kurvit Sa Naguro Guru Talpaha. He who is Guru is Shiva himself. So declares the scriptures. And the truth that Shiva is Guru is reminded in the Smritis, the remembered scriptures. One who makes any distinction between the two commits the crime of uniting with one's Guru's life. So it's a very serious sin. Guru is Brahma, Guru, the pure consciousness, cosmic consciousness, the source of all that is, and none other than Brahman. This is the truth. This is the truth I declare. Upanishad, they are the source of all the spiritual thought trends, all the spiritual thought currents. Guru is Brahman, the pure cosmic consciousness, the source of all that is, and none other than Brahman itself. This is the truth. This is the truth I declare. Sitting with the master is not commitment, it is love affair. This shift is all is required. Guru is Brahman, the pure cosmic consciousness, the source of all that is, and none other than Brahman itself. This is the truth. Obedience to the master is not losing what do you want to, but gaining all the best things he has. Simple obedience is not losing what you have, but gaining everything master has. Understand? Sitting in completion with listening is Upanishad. This is the subtlest and most powerful of all communication. At this level, communication becomes communion. So please move to the space of Upanishad. Sit in Upanishad, in the space of listening. When you are in completion, you can sit even facing the wall for 12 years that Sankhya Yoga Bodhidharma did. He was facing the wall of the cave, sitting for 12 years because he was in completion. When you are in incompletion, even watching a movie facing the television, you can sit more than 10, you can't sit more than 10 minutes. You go on changing channels. This is the essence of all Vedic scriptures is called Upanishad or just sitting. It is the ultimate technique. When you sit with the master, the Upanishad, the sitting happens. When you sit with the master, the Upanishad, the sitting happens. Some strange process starts happening in you, which can neither be called a technique nor no technique. It is literally like cooking or boiling. The first kind of restlessness happens due to your circumstances. Sometimes in a particular place or situation, you feel restless. If you move from that place or situation, you feel more settled. The second kind of restlessness is physical. Physical restlessness is nothing but a constant tension in your body for no particular reason. The third form of restlessness is mental. Any mental restlessness can be healed by love. The fourth form of restlessness is emotional. The mental restlessness is different from emotional. Emotional restlessness. Mental restlessness is purely intellectual and can be controlled easily, but emotional restlessness cannot be controlled just by the few words of consolation. Ultimately, we come to spiritual restlessness. There are so many people who can sit with others, who can sit with the television, who can sit with newspapers, but who can't sit with themselves. This is what is called spiritual restlessness. Spiritual restlessness means that you cannot sit with yourself. You can give up appointments to everybody else, but not to yourself. But here, if you have the patience to sit and listen to these words with gaps, your spiritual restlessness will come down, and the tendency of your mind to ask what the next thought will also come down. You automatically become receptive, and these words will not only touch your head, but they will directly touch your heart as well. If you are totally relaxed and at ease with yourself, without too many thoughts, your being will open, taking in everything and be healed. Your mind is calm. Just listening is enough. There is no need to even meditate separately later. The very listening itself can create the experience in you. If your listening is not proper, then it is difficult your love for the teacher or the master can heal your spiritual restlessness. Deep and total listening without restlessness is divine. If you look deeply into your being, the very presence of the master that causes love to happen in you heals the spiritual restlessness. So, even simple, normal love heals all five types of restlessness. Listening to yourself. What is the purpose of your life? What do you aspire to? What it is that keeps you alive? What motivates you to wake up every day? What do you value most in your life? First, take time with each question and ask yourself the answer. Ask yourself, what is that exactly I want? What is the purpose of my life? Listen to everything: frustration, aggression, revenge, peace, etc. Provide time to yourself. Provide listening to yourself. Describe in a detailed way. Take few minutes and write down. Answer the question, what is that exactly I want? And what is the purpose of my life? Listen to everything. Listen to yourself and write down. Just take few minutes and write. Now, see, Vedanta, the science of enlightenment, the first step in Sravana. That means listening to yourself. Then listening to great truth. Pen down all your arguments and then come to conclusion. Even no conclusion is okay. Finally, it will end up the answer. If you feel I'm terribly confused, even that is okay. At least you know you are confused. That is why the first step for knowing, I am not asking you to only come to conclusion. I am asking you to write all your conclusions, completion, incompletion, confusion, everything. What is happening inside you? What is your inner space? What is your inner chatter? Through which you come to the conclusion or you don't come to the conclusion. Anything. But are you aware what is happening? Are you listening to what is happening? Listening to you, to what is happening. Clarity happens when you listen to yourself. First time listening to yourself, you listening to you is where life starts. Review whatever you have written so far and cross out all the incompletions arising out of incompletions. Purpose should be exciting you and not reminding you on any pain point. Manifest your reality, and when you are aligned, any desire you have, you will see it manifesting in your life as your Kundalini Shakti gets awakened. Only when you speak it out, you know what you want, because then you look inside. So, when you speak out, the Kundalini energy is going to awaken in you from today through initiation. It finds a clear channel to flow. Please be sincere in whatever word you are uttering. Let it be complete, completely complete. Neither add any extra words nor miss something you want to utter. If you want, don't think it's a waste of time. Now, based on what you give as input, the whole life will happen to you. Listening to yourself is the first step to awakening, first step to understanding. Any questions, please post it. Listening to yourself, we understand so much of inner chatter with deep rooted samskaras or patterns, which causing us or blocking us what we want to manifest. Then, how do we awaken? Even even the intense decision, you forget sometime or again and again and fall into the a repeated pattern, a repeated behavior, a repeated the samskaras. Every time you manifest powers, every time you awaken, either you manifest or you forget and fall into this a repeated samskara. So the way out is will persistence with the power of tapas. Tapas is the penance in English. Again and again, working on ourselves, seeking the higher truth, you become mature. Every time you decide, even though you do not manifest powers, even though you are not successful immediately, but your attempt become tapas. Each power manifestation become tapas. So you need to decide to behave with yourself as Paramashiva. The first failure is, Swamiji says, you never start. It's okay to fail. But never start again because you declare or you decide that you will never get it. So that is the worst failure. So what is the power of tapas? To reach the ultimate. Listen from the Swamiji's compilation of the sun.
Yogi used to tell, my Guru Raghupati Yogi used to tell, in Tamil, தம்பி தவம் இருந்தா சிவமே கூட வந்து அருள் பண்ணித்தான் ஆகணும்பா. Means, used to tell, if you sincerely sit in tapas, even Shiva has to come and grace you and bless you. When he comes, ask him, whatever mistakes I have done, forgive me and give me the complete surrender. That's it. But even Shiva cannot deny your tapas. This one key has given me all success in my life. All success. All the major enlightenment experiences and power manifestations I had in my life is when I decided no food, no sleep till I manifest this. With that will persistence, whenever I sat, the chemistry of my biology just fell in tune with Paramashiva and Paramashiva manifested. It's like when you try to reflect the sun through a mirror, you just adjust. At one point exactly, the sun reflects. As children, we used to play, holding the mirror outside the window and sending that light beam inside the room. Same way, whenever I sat with this will persistence, till I manifest this power. No food, no water, just meditating, meditating, meditating. Automatically, the chemistry of my biology aligned. See, imagine sun as Paramashiva, your body as the mirror, the reflection, the pure light beam is a power manifestation. This tapas, will persistence, is the adjustment process, that adjusting the mirror rightly. I tell you, whether Ganesha eating the food which I offered, or enlightenment experience in Pavadakundru, or death experience in Manikarnika Ghat, or Paramashiva himself coming and giving me food, medicine in Haridwar, all major experiences in my life. Seeing Sri Krishna in Gujarat, all major experiences. When I sat with the will persistence, till this experience, no food, no water, no sleep, no 1, 2, 3, just tapas. When I sat in Manikarnika, that's what I decided. Either I will have the death experience and manifest the powers, or die and see what is death. With that I sat 2.5 days. Not only I had the death experience, multiple powers which comes along with the death experience started manifesting in me. Power manifestation is direct way to connect with Sri Kailasa. Every time you decide consciously to manifest powers, even if it does not manifest as you want immediately, you establish the connection with Sri Kailasa and it becomes tapas, spiritual practice every time. Listen, the seeds you sow, if you put 100 seeds, 9 may sprout, the remaining 10 does not go waste, that 10 becomes manure. 100 times you declare oneness with will persistence and decide to manifest powers. 90 times you may manifest, and 10 times even if you don't manifest, that becomes tapas, but never goes waste. Like a seed sown never goes waste. Either it becomes tree or it becomes manure. Every time you decide to manifest powers, either you manifest or your attempt, will persistence becomes tapas. Understand? Understand one more thing. Today, I'm going to make sure you are all raised to a high frequency where every time I declare something from the Kailasa, Sri Kailasa, the powerful cognition, it becomes just part of you. Understand? I tell you one thing. If you really want the power manifestation science to become reality in you and want to manifest all powers, the moment I declare this is the powerful cognition, hold this, you will manifest this power. Immediately, if you want to manifest without gap, I give you one powerful technique. Read Autobiography of the Avatar. Because my life is really my most secret message. Understand? My satsang is the message for all the people who are part of my public life. My life is the real message. Gift, I give it to everyone who wants to become part of my intimate life, personal life. If you read, listen how I lived with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, you can literally experience the same with me. Whatever I experienced with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, even if you hear, listen, you will go through the same with me. That is why I tell you, reading or listening about my tapas is you doing tapas. Understand? My tapas is not inspiration for you to do tapas. It is initiation. Understand? I have not done tapas for myself. I have done it for you. So, when you listen to my tapas, it is not inspiration for you to do tapas. Just listen. That is initiation. It is equivalent to you doing the tapas. If you listen, hear, read about my panchatapas, it is equivalent to you doing that panchatapas. If you listen, hear, read, cherish, cognize how I lived with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, it is not just an inspiration to get a guru and have that same experience. It is initiation. You will be having the same experience with me literally in your inner space. You need to decide to behave with yourself as Paramashiva. You need to be convinced. Blessed are those who are able to convince themselves that they are ultimate. Means they are able to cross the last delusion of self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. I tell you, bhakti should be the expression of the gratitude and powerfulness of everything you have been given, not from the attitude that you are separate from the source. Understand? I overflow with gratitude and bhakti to my Guru, not because I am separate from him, but because he made me realize he is me. Understand? The right understanding. Listen very carefully. The identity you carry in the waking state, identity you carry in the deep sleep state, identity you carry in the dream state, identity you carry in Turiya state, and identity you experience in Turiyatita state. In all the 25 states of consciousness, each identity is independent. The moment you realize the undercurrent of all these 25 identities, your pure consciousness, which is the source of you and which is Paramashivam, all the 25 heads, 25 identities gets integrated. That is why Paramashiva is always described with the 25 heads. Means who has realized his 25 identity is in oneness with his source consciousness, pure Paramashiva, ultimate. As long as your identities play separate games, without getting integrated to the source, you continue to remain in suffering. When you are ready to cross your self-doubt, understand, courage to cross the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred is tapas, vairagya. Ferociousness you need to cross your self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt is called tapas. It can be psychological ferociousness, it can be physical ferociousness, it can be ferociousness to detoxify your system, ferociousness to break from patterns, ferociousness to break from addictions, ferociousness to manifest the higher understandings, ferociousness to live the higher understandings. It can be anything. Understand? The ferociousness to cross the self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial, to reach you are one with Paramashiva is tapas. Blessed are those who decide they are one with Paramashiva, who cognize they are one with Paramashiva, because other than him, nothing else can exist. If something else can exist other than him, then he cannot exist. He is the only Purusha. There cannot be anything other than oneness. That is why it is oneness. So if you feel you exist, you are only Paramashiva. You exist only as Paramashiva. Any other identity you assume is assumption. Understand? Nothing else can exist. And nothing else exists. I want all my kids, my sons and daughters, who are already in Gurukul, or whoever wants to become my sons and daughters, the prince and princesses of Kailasa, learn this. Extend your will persistence just for 2.5 days, that's all. See, anything you declare. For example, you declare, I will not move from this place till I realize this powerful cognition and manifest powers. That ability, that strength, will, persistence, if it stays in your body for 2.5 days, you are my crown prince and crown princess. If you can sit for 2.5 days with any will persistence, not only you will manifest that power, see, our muscle memory, biomemory, will get purified, detoxed from any powerful pattern within 2.5 days. 2.5 days of will persistence. For example, if you want to master third eye, decide for 2.5 days, I will not move till I manifest the power of third eye. If you sit, no other way. Simply your patterns and toxins will melt down and break. You will manifest the power of third eye. 2.5 days is the maximum time your delusion can play games. Your toxins can play games. You just need to build it step by step, step by step. First time when you fail within 2 hours, don't worry. There is nothing to worry. You started. That is the biggest blessing. Hey, even for me, incarnation of Paramashiva, it took almost 10 years to master. So even if you take 10 births, nothing wrong. You are much earlier. You are a high achiever. You are a greatest achiever. So nothing to worry. Your failed attempts, if it becomes load on your consciousness and becomes guilt, that will lead to the worst failure. Worst failure is never restarting again. Don't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen. You need to be very clear. Your efforts are towards enlightenment, not towards building more guilt. Maybe first day, half an hour. Second day, 1 hour. Third day, again 45 minutes. After 3 days, it's okay, I don't want to do for next few days. Then suddenly after 1 month, one more satsang. You are all pepped up, fully energetic, alive. Swamiji said, I have to do again. And you restart. And this time you do it for 3 hours. And next day again back to half an hour. Third day again managing 2.5 hours. All this is okay. Nothing wrong. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Gita says, even start practicing little bit. Huge fears and incompletions and patterns disappear and dissolve and melt down. Let's make integrity as a cognition today. See, once it becomes cognition, your chemical change, you see, all your sleep, everything is just chemical change, nothing else. If you keep your tube in your mouth and early morning pour the coffee, you will just wake up. Your sleep is nothing but, your struggle with the whole sleep is nothing but half a cup of coffee. No, really. Romanceless relationships are all nothing but masturbation. Understand? That is so in any relationship. Romance is more important than the physical component of it. All your struggle with the sleep or tiredness or boredom is nothing but simple chemical imbalance. If you are feeling sleepy, tired, tell yourself it is not mental, it is just physical chemical imbalance. Integrity will clean it up. When you clear chemical imbalance using integrity, you bring tremendous health to your system. Understand? If you don't sleep because you are watching movie or some other entertainment, Facebook or something else, you may fall sick. But if you don't sleep because you are practicing certain integrity or tapas, you will never fall sick. Only your body will become healthy.
So, Swamiji has explained the importance of even how many times you fail, but not quitting and trying again and again is tapas. Even if we practice a little bit, so many patterns will break. So, importance of tapas, importance of we be in the path, we practice the teachings, the techniques. Even if you are not being successful, even if you are not manifesting powers, but trying, not quitting, is tapas. So we need to decide to be doing the tapas, decide to be Paramashiva. Swami also said, the worst failure is never starting again. So let this be intense tapas to be in oneness space with Paramashiva Swamiji, to realize the Paramashivoham. Let us pay our deepest gratitude to Swamiji. With the space of a deep gratitude, let's conclude with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tasat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone. Thank you so much, and come back with your friends and family to the Paramashivoham program. Thank you so much. Nithyanandam.